Great. Okay. So how did BSBI respond to lockdown? You know, we've just stopped thinking about lockdown the last hour where we've had that wonderful discussion. I'm sorry to drag you back to it, but so 2020 started in the usual way. All the botanists were out on the New Year plant hunt. There's lovely Sandy who was chairing the session a minute ago, and we were all looking through our lenses and checking our plant IDs. And we'd sorted out this lovely new web page for you with all the field meetings and the indoor events there. It was all bells and whistles and interactive, and we were so looking forward to the year ahead. And when we were just all ready to start going out botanizing, well, you all know what happened. Everything was cancelled. So what did we do? Did we lie down and complain? No, we didn't. Within a fortnight, we devised and launched the garden wildflower hunt to give botanists something to keep them entertained while the lockdown was on, and also to yield some important data. So Kevin is going to be back at 4:30 once he's had a cup of tea, and he's going to tell you all about the garden wildflower hunt. I'll just say that we got it up and running really quickly, and within about 3 weeks, you had all submitted more than 9,000 records of wildflowers in gardens. That's amazing. Thank you so much to all of you who took part. Then it was dandelion season, and the wonderful BSBI referee for dandelions started sending us a lot of species accounts. So we set up a lovely new web page. So there's lots of information about dandelions. And then it's amazing how BSBI botanists have really come through this year and pulled their weight. So BSBI member Josh Stiles said, I'd like to offer a free dandelion ID training session. And within a few days, it had attracted more than 300 people had signed up for it. It was really successful, brilliantly organised by Josh. And as a result of that, Summerfield Books completely sold out of the BSBI handbook on dandelions. And the Dandelion Referee is now planning a new edition of the book. So everything moving really quickly. If you were at the exhibition meeting last year, you may remember lovely Kevin Widowson, who Isabel was talking about earlier today, all ready to start his national ragwort study and get people going out all over the country to look for ragworts. Of course, that couldn't happen either. Kevin immediately went, right, I'm going to do a scaled down version so you can start measuring the ragworts in your gardens. So you got people looking at Senecio jacobea, Senecio vulgaris, and that is still running. So there's a page up on the BSBI website. You can take part in that. By now it was about May, and we realized with all these new activities, people were starting to go online a bit more, asking us a lot more questions. So we started setting up a lot more web pages on the BSBI site. So we did a page of plant ID tips for people getting started, not just by BSBI, but by BSBI members, by partner organizations. Anything we could see that we thought botanists are going to like that, we shared it there with full credit. We also, for people taking part in Garden Wildflower Hunt, a lot of people were saying, well, what is a wild plant? What is native? What is alien? So we've done a definitions page so people can understand that a bit better. We've also got pages like county floras, past and present, loads of new web pages. Now, some of our more long-term members have said, there's so much on the website now, I can't find anything. So can I suggest that you look at the bsbi.org sitemap? Everything is listed there in alphabetical order to make it really easy for you to see everything. So moving on, the Irish Grasslands project launched in May. We got lots of lovely funding, so we were able to offer you more free training courses. And then where were we going to put them so you could get hold of them all? So next thing we did, we set up a BSBI YouTube channel. Some of you are watching today's event on our YouTube channel. So loads of videos by BSBI members, videos of all our events. Also, again, videos by partners, videos of training courses. Look, 42 short videos of plant ID. There's loads of really great resources there. And if you spot any videos and you think, fellow botanists would like that, just send them to us and we'll upload them. Okay, next thing, we published some great reading material for you. We published British and Irish Botany, And in there, there's an account of Europe's newest fern, which is actually on this screen. It's hiding in there. It's a tiny little thing. I can't see it. Fortunately, botanist Rory Hodd could see it, and he found Europe's newest fern, which has attracted national interest and even international interest from news agencies around the world. So again, BSBI in the spotlight. Our much loved BSBI News, our newsletter, we realised we'd love to be able to show it to people who aren't yet members so they can see how amazing it is and how much great stuff there is in there. So we've started publishing sample issues. If you go to the BSBI News on the webpage, you'll find a sample issue for each issue and one full free article. The only books we published this year, there's the Britton Hawkins book with distribution maps from BSBI and one BSBI new handbook. I can just tell you now, I spoke to David Pearman the other day. He said there are 10 new handbooks in the pipeline. Watch out for those. We'll be reporting on the BSBI website all about them. So we kept adding more ID pages for ferns, for orchids, as well as the grasses and dandelions. Josh Stiles again, lovely Josh. He offered a fern webinar, and this time he said, I'm going to charge £7 a head for it, and I'm going to donate all the proceeds to BSBI. So thank you, Josh. That was absolutely brilliant. I think all our webinars are going to be either funded by external organisations or we're going to have to charge a small amount. But I hope you appreciate that is a really great price for such a brilliant webinar. The Aquatic Plant Project ran again in Ireland, all moved online, again, external funding, so we were able to offer you expert-led webinars. And again, those videos are on the YouTube channel for you to watch at your leisure and learn all about aquatics and stoneworts, a couple of tricky groups. So, moving closer to the present, last month we had the Scottish Botanist Conference and we did it online. It's the first big online event that we've held. It was a great success. So those of us organising today's meeting all went, phew, okay, if they can do it once, we can do it again. So I'll leave it until the end of the day for you to say whether you think today's been a success or not. So just to finish by saying it hasn't always been staying upbeat during our lockdown, but like this toad flax growing through nettles and barbed wire, we're a resourceful bunch. We kept going, we stayed positive, and fingers crossed soon we'll be back out in the field looking at lovely plants like these, with lovely botanists like these. And oh look, there's a younger version of Kylie in the blue top there. I thought I'd dig that out and just make her go, aha, got you, Kylie. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any suggestions about more activities that we can put on for BSBI members, just email me or tweet to BSBI Botany. And phew, I've managed to finish on time. Okay, back to you, Kylie.
Brilliant. Thank you, Louise. That was a really wonderful presentation and some cracking examples of what's been done despite the challenges this year. Hopefully, I don't look that much younger in the photo you've just shown. It's hard to tell yourself, isn't it? So maybe time just for a quick question. So in terms of what you've just spoken through and the balance of what was a new idea or what was already in the wings and perhaps was just forced through and moved forward more quickly than it otherwise would have been. Were there a lot of new ideas in terms of what you've just talked through there?
There were a lot of new ideas that came through from members. A lot of it was about capacity and about funding. To be honest, if we had 10 times as many staff and 10 times as much money, there's so much more that we could do. So if anybody's out there with big bags of money, send us some and we'll do lovely things for fellow botanists.